So this video will help you with IXL K11, where we are writing and solving equations for proportional relationships. So last week we did spend some time writing the equations that show proportional relationships. So now we're going to write them and we're going to solve them. Let's look at the example that's given in front of us. It says that Roxanne is measuring the diameter and the radius of different sized circles. There is a proportional relationship between the radius of a circle in inches, x, and the diameter of the circle in inches, y. So let's start with this. What does x represent again? Well, I'm going to highlight x, and it says that the relationship between the radius of the circle. So we know the radius of the circle is x, and the diameter of the circle is y. So it's already given us that information, and I'm going to write it one more time just so I can see it again. So we know x, it says, is the radius, and we know y is the diameter. And it gives us the relationship. It says the equation that models this relationship is y equals 2x. So just as we've done, what this is really saying, and I will write this again, as I tell you in class, it's very hard to do math well if you don't write. If you can't write it and do a picture and just reorganize it, it's hard to do it. So this says y equals 2x. So now all we have to do is take this information, this new piece of information, and plug it in. So this is the equation that models the relationship, and I copied it here. It says, what is the diameter of a circle with a radius of 7 inches? Now look, I've already labeled this, so this will make my job even easier. We know that a radius is x. So on the equation that was given to me, I'm going to copy everything else, and I'm going to replace x with the number 7. So I'm keeping the y, I'm keeping the 2, and I'm going to replace x with the number 7. And the reason I know that is it said I'm replacing the radius with 7. Right here it says the radius is, circle with a radius of 7 inches. So I plug that in. And now it will tell me what y equals. So y equals 2 times 7, which means y equals 14 inches. And on the IXL, you would type in the 14 inches. So the steps on this, find the equation that models the relationship that's given to you, and then take the information and plug it in the correct spot. Should the 7 be plugged in with the x or the y? Well, I already knew because I took the time to relabel it, and now it's just a matter of plugging it in. Let's look at one more. So same process, and this says very simply Roxanne, again, she likes her circles. Roxanne is measuring the diameter and the radius of different sized circles. There is a proportional relationship between the radius of the circle in inches, with x, and the diameter of the circle in inches, y. So let's do this again. We know we have an x and a y, and I'm going to go back here, and we know x, again, is the radius of the circle. So I'm going to write radius above the x, and we know that the diameter is represented with y. So the diameter is y. And let's take a look. This one says that a circle with a 5-inch radius has a diameter of 10 inches. So now we've already written our table, and this is going to be pretty easy actually. So a circle with a 5-inch radius, so on this, if the radius is 5, then the diameter is 10. So now, remember when we did our constant of proportionality, our constant of proportionality would say y over x. So our y value is 10. Our x value is, sorry, I'm trying to write 5 there, is 5. So 10 over 5 equals 2. So what this is really saying is x times 2 will equal 10. So the way we would write that, remember, would be y equals 2x. And just like we've done on all the tables, and I'll plug in some different values because I can see it now. To go from 5 to 10, we know, it's hard to see there, we would multiply by 2. And I'll highlight that. So if I had a radius of 10, then we know my diameter would be 20 because I would multiply by 2. That's my constant of proportionality that we've already worked for. So don't overthink it. Once I get the constant of proportionality here, then we know that that's going to be y equals 2x because if you look at the table, we are multiplying the x value times 2 to equal the y value. So again, this will all help you with IXL activity K11. Good luck.